Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP possible from the Mandeville Gold Saucer every week on a Friday when judging begins. This week then, the theme, as you can see here, is Prepared Partygoer. The individual clues include 2 chains for our helm, best dressed, or dressed, it would be dressed, but it's dressed, for our body, short shorts for our legs, and simply gorgeous for our upper or right ring slot. In this video, we're going to have a 100 score as well as a few easy 80s. The dies will be posted later and pinned. Thank you so much. Okay then, for the 100 score, as you can see, nice and simple, we've got ourselves the bronze chain coif. So that includes obviously Reaper, Gunbreaker, Dark Knight, Dragoon, Warrior, Paladin, and then you've got obviously Lancer, Marauder, and Gladiator. So if you're any of those, this is really, really easy to get. But you can get this from any low-level city-state armor vendor. So to get one of these helms, then simply come to any city-state low-level armor vendor, such as Gwalter here in the Sapphire Avenue exchange of the Steps of Thal, and you will find this off of him on the Disciple of War tab, levels 1 to 9. And you will find the bronze chain coif, which will get you gold for that slot. It's 264 gil. Alternatives to this then, even though it is probably one of the best, is any of the other coifs. So this includes things like the Mithril coif. We've also got the Vermilion coif, the Cobalt coif, Templar's coif. Basically, any of these will work. I don't know if there's anything outside of Disciple of War that would work for this slot though, so bear that in mind. So let's move on to the chest piece then that definitely does work outside of Disciple of War. This is obviously the bridesmaid dress. This is something you can get available to every character in the game. We're simply going to go over to Rianne the Clothier over here at the Sunsilk Tapestries, which is just near the main Aetheryte Plaza of Uldar Steps of Nald. You can get this from the novelty gear section, and you'll find the bridesmaid's dress for 18,000 gil, which is available to everybody in the game level 1 and above. And alternatives to this most likely include things like the Favnarian bustier, the Favnarian wool autumn dress, probably the gown of eternal innocence, the wedding dresses, but I haven't tested them. But this one is obviously very easy to obtain, obtainable by anybody in the game, and 450 gil is pretty much a steal. So let's go on to our shorts then. I went for the Urius breeches, not that you can see it under my character's long dress here. These are actually crafted in the game. They're not too difficult to craft. Of course, you know, you don't have to go for these if you don't want to. There are lots of really good options in the game. I believe the common Markswoman's Makai tights would work. There's the Housemaid's Bloomers that should work. Basically, there's a lot of shorts that should work. These are one of the easier ones to get, in my personal opinion. Like, in terms of crafting, it's very easy to craft. And I also went for this because it's equipable by everybody in the game level 1 and above. So if you happen to have this lying around, then doesn't matter what job you're on, which is a really good place to be. So let's move on to our right ring slot, or our upper ring slot. I went for a chrysolite ring of fending specifically, just to match with that helm there. But of course, any of the chrysolite rings will work. Just obviously craft the one that you're actually going to want to equip. So I think for this, I'm going to go for the fending one to match with my helm, which is the same exact materials. We'll just go in here and muscle memory that, and then we've got ourselves the chrysolite ring of fending. Nice and easy. And alternatives to this, but I have not tested, is the Eternity ring from the Eternal Bonding Ceremony, and the Bonewick rings. The Bonewicker rings are from Swallow's Compass. Any of the rings inside that dungeon should work for gold as well. And I'm not sure about anything else. I've not tested beyond that, but there is a theory that the Scarlet rings will work as well. So there you go. But the chrysolite rings, fairly simple to craft. The materials aren't hard to obtain. If you want to spend a few minutes getting the materials, you can save yourself quite a lot of gil. And of course, people are going to try and sell these rings at quite a high upsale value on the market board because it's Fashion Report Day. But there we go. That's the 100 score. With this knowledge in mind, it should be fairly simple to come up with an 80. For our first 80 then, as you can see, what we've done is we've combined the bronze chain coif, which is level 8 availability, and we can get that obviously for 264 gil from a low-level city-state armor vendor such as Gwalta that we showed earlier, and then we've combined that with any dyeable leg piece, and we've dyed that leg piece mole brown dye, which is only 40 gil from any low-level city-state dye merchant such as Nanabe in Uldar's Sapphire Avenue Exchanged. Simply have the mole brown on any legs in the game, have something in every single slot, and equip yourself with a bronze chain coif, and you will get an 80 score guaranteed. This is just one of the methods. And then obviously one of the other easy options would be to just combine the two vendor purchased items, right? So we've gone for the bronze chain coif, low level city-state armor vendor, combined with the bridesmaid dress, equipable by everybody in the game and purchasable for 450 gil. So honestly, a total of what, 700 and something gil? Not too bad. Obviously requiring you to have like any of the Disciple of War characters at level 8, but I think most people should be perfectly fine for that, and this will definitely work for your free trial players as well. So, and you get an 86, which is way more than we need for the maximum MGP. But yeah, any two items from the 100 that we showed earlier would work if you have just like two of those items lying around. But yeah, nice and simple. Anyway, a link in the description will take you to the Reddit thread where this is theorized each and every week. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I'll be sure to update you with more videos, more news, more guides, more stuff like that, more showcases, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.